Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Stage 1 of the Zwift Unlocked Z Racing Series. Now, these are all going to be new routes that Zwift have just implemented into the game. And today we have the Dùn Dash. I think it's Dùn, whatever you want to call it. As you know, I don't pronounce things well. I'm good old American, so we do what we want. Anyways... This is in Scotland. It's one of my least favorite maps, I would say, in Zwift. It's just a tough rolling courses, weird KOMs, hard KOMs, and just not overall my favorite place. Now, I actually rode this on Monday for a Zone 2 workout. I didn't know that there were going to be races on all of these new unlocked stages, so I guess I got the badge for nothing. And today is going to be a big day for me because I'm currently at 509 racing score. That puts me at the top echelon of the B category, and that means I'm peeking into the A category. Depending on my finish points, finishing spot, and whatnot, we might be getting dropped for the next few rounds, as we might discover that we are now an A rider with the new Zwift ranking system for racing, the racing score, which is different from the Zwift Racing League, who still uses the old category system and certain wattage points and stuff. So it'll be interesting to see what actually happens after this race and see where we end up. Now, very early on, I'm taking a new approach to racing. I'm taking instead of pushing my limits, staying on the front of the pack, and really grinding through these races, I want to try and stay on the back side of this peloton for as long as possible, with as little watts as possible, and also trying to use as little effort as possible. It's something that I feel good riders do, and that's what they're able to do throughout a race, and then they're able to put more power on the gas towards the end of the race. So that's exactly what we're going to do. Also, on a side note, thank you all for 1,000 subscribers. It means a lot to me that we finally were able to get to this milestone 10 days before my birthday, so I appreciate all of you. And we have some big plans coming up. Now, with the Zwift Racing League Recon kind of coming out of the, the circle for the next month or so, we will be doing, a one-off series video that's going to be talking about, Zwift tips for beginners or weight loss journeys, nutrition plans, right? There's going to be other things that we want to post and talk about. So we might only be doing two to three, I'm hoping 3 videos a week, but it still might just be 2 with one that's a little more, put together. A good script, good story, and whatnot. And we'll see how those do. We'll see how people like them. And I always love people that are in the comments that, give me ideas of what they want to see, what they want to hear from me, and what would spike their interest. Now, as we get onto the Breakaway Brae here, my goal is simple. I'm going to use the featherweight power up the second it hits like 3% here. And then I see some people shooting off the front. I see fire socks. And typically I would just gun the pace. I would just absolutely put in a crazy effort, chase down these guys in front. And I decide there's no way they just break away from the group. I'm going to kind of sit back, not push too hard. And even with the anvil power-ups that I see happening, these guys aren't breaking away. This whole group is going to just clobber up into each other until this little castle climb, the reverse castle part climb. Now, this is where, again, I have another featherweight power-up, another lucky power-up for me. And, again, I'm going to just push to the front, but I'm not really using crazy effort. I see 2 people off the front, and I've seen this before. I've seen where people are able to break away on this final part of the race, the Z Racing Series, and, take a win. But again, I'm not going to push that. I'm not going to go into that. I'm going to just stick into the draft, use as little watts as possible to stay with this front group. But again, part of me sees the people off the front. It sees that one guy, and I'm like, I'm curious, maybe I go for it, maybe I don't. Like, I'm not exactly sure what I wanted to do, but I know with this last KOM climb, it's about a 2-minute effort. I have a really good 2-minute power. If I can get my heart rate down, get my legs fresh for this, which it's only been 15 minutes into a race. This is a very short course. And I know that, being fresh for me is a huge advantage for this final climb. So as we pass through this banner, I'm hoping for the featherweight power up. If I get an anvil, just hats off to Zwift for screwing me over here. But luckily we do get the featherweight power up, and we are going to wait to use it towards the top. Typically people like to use it at the bottom here because it is, I think, the steepest part of this climb, as you're going to see everyone just drop their feather. And now my goal is simple. I'm going to try and stay with these guys in the front without burning up, without using my featherweight power up, and hopefully I can set myself up for a good final long sprint at that next little shelf of elevation. So I'm doing quite well right here. I'm putting in a decent amount of power. I see one guy quite far off the front, and at this point I have a decision to make. It's to gun it and go for him, or stick with this group and try to fight it out towards the end. I decided to just stick in the draft, go low watts, and this guy has a 5-second cover on us. He might be gone, but he also might just be at his limit. So there's a chance for us to catch him still with this final part of the climb. Now, I am getting ready to wound myself up for this final climb. Final sprint, 300 meters, dropping the featherweight power up, and there go the watts. 7.7 watts per kilogram, 550 watts, and now we are starting to climb. We're getting up to the 600s, hopefully, and then really dropping down a hard sprint if we have enough for it. And this is just a long, hard effort. We have a 1-second gap. We are not able to break that gap for first, but we have a gap to second. And that is it, ladies and gentlemen. Another podium for me in the Z Racing series. And I am unbelievably happy about that. For some reason, it wouldn't tell us what we got here. So we're going to switch over to Zwift Power. Now, taking a look at Zwift Power, we absolutely crushed the watts per kilogram for this race. We see a 3.5, 3.6, 3.9, 3.8. I mean, all of these are above 3.5 until you get down to 19th, which is a 3.2. I had a 3.3 watts per kilogram average and placed second. I'm not outlandishly light compared to any of these riders. I'm not outlandishly heavy compared to the other riders. It was just a masterclass of drafting during this race, and that mostly means I'm going to be hopping up into the A category for the next few races and the next few group rides. So that's going to suck. You guys won't be seeing some high-quality content anymore, I guess, as I most likely will be struggling to stay onto the wheels of everyone and hoping that I can get to a decent finish of like top 50 maybe. I don't know. We're going to figure it out, but a heck of a race, another great Z Racing series, and I am very excited for next week's Zwift Unlocked. Also, keep an eye out for some update videos that we'll be talking about our next few video ideas that are going to be coming out very shortly. Thank you all for watching. Make sure you subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time.